Hey guys, what's up? It's me. This is RWBY Volume 7, Episode 8, Cordially Invited. So this came out on December 28th, so I am very late with this one, but in my defense, it came out the day that I left to go to California, and then when I came back from California, I had a bad cold and lost my voice, and then I went to school. So this is basically the first chance I've had to record. So Jacques and Iron would engage in a dangerous game of wits. Meanwhile, the kids must face their most dangerous threat yet, a high-class dinner party, which, God, that's so valid. I do know a couple spoilers, but not too many. I know that we see Willow, who is Weiss's mom. I know that she has the anime side ponytail of death, but that was unintentional, is what I was hearing on Twitter, is that was completely accidental. Trying to think if there was anything else. I know that there's a meme going around about Jacques having a clip-on tie. But I think that's in the next episode, so I'm not going to say anything because this will go out before that one. So let's just get cracking, see how these kids are doing, besides emotionally screwed. I feel bad for everyone who had to wait like a week or 2 weeks after this. I do feel like I'm cheating a little bit by watching it right now instead of having to wait that period like most people, but at the same time, this is what happens when you're sick. You just wait. It's like Netflix binge watching. World of Charm. Yeah, I'm back at school, clearly, so uploads will be a little bit more frantic. We'll see how things go. There might be some changes that make it be normal. Who knows? Ah, this bitch. Is he gonna show up eventually? I'm curious how Weiss is gonna handle everything. I want RWBY to be kind to her. When you don't know who to turn to, and you're sure all hope is gone, every day you waited for won't come, the dark will heal to dawn. I think Robin Hill shows up at one point, maybe? I'm not sure. I really haven't seen very much from this episode. This one I know less about than the one that just came out, just because there was like a huge abundance of memes on Twitter, and I kept forgetting that I hadn't seen it, so I kept having to accidentally close Twitter. I love you, bitch. I ain't never gonna stop loving you, bitch. Okay. Oh yeah, Penny is in danger of being shut off.
Only my father would turn a hostile takeover into a fluffy PR move. On the news, he said he just wanted to break bread and hash things out.
Ha!
Maybe it won't be so bad. We do want the general to start opening up to these people, right?
True.
Yeah, but on his terms. Ironwood's going to be locked in a room at his rival's own dinner party. I know Jacques says he's happy to moderate, but all that really means is he'll be the one controlling the conversation.
Yeah.
Not hard to imagine how that's gonna play out.
I still can't believe he won. Robin was supposed to be the people's champion, wasn't she? There's just too many coincidences.
You really think your dad might have something to do with Salem?
Yes.
I think my father would do whatever it takes to win. And we should do the same.
Meaning?
Well, no one knows your dad better than you. And with everyone going tonight, I'd say you're the only one who could snoop around the house and not be questioned. If Jacques Schnee's up to something, I think we should know what it is.
Hey, Weiss, want to sneak around your childhood home? Okay, that's so pompous. I'm a little bummed that they're not in formal gear, I'm not gonna lie. Do kind of wish that they were all in, like, formal regalia. But that's fair.
Suppose we should smile for the cameras?
Sir, with all due respect, you'd have to pay me.
God, Winter, you're so valid. Lean on your friends for support, Weiss. It's a big dinner party.
Good evening,
Ah,
everyone.
shitly.
Where's Klein?
What an interesting way to say, hello, dear brother, how have you been? I'm afraid you won't find him here. He was let go. I can't imagine why.
Yep. I had a
General,
feeling.
Exactly how large do you think our dining room table is?
Big enough.
I happen to know it's enormous, but most of my guests will be on standby in case the council requests additional eyewitnesses. Until then, I'm sure they'll be happily celebrating your father's victory.
Oh, God. I want to know if the bitch from the Borbatusk is there.
For those of you joining us in the dining room, please follow me.
Wish us luck.
Penny.
I mean, they already invited you, didn't they?
Ha! You cheeky little bastard.
Drink, sir?
No thanks. I think I'll just stick to patrolling the grounds.
You're valid, man. Do what you need to.
Words out of my mouth.
Right, well, don't wander off, don't break anything, and be ready in case the general calls on you.
Orders?
Let's get them out of house.
Counterpoint, how about we do wander off, consider breaking things, and then all that other stuff.
Yep.
I'll be in touch.
Of course they have, like, the communicators in.
Dear sister, I was hoping we could use this time to catch up. Oh, I have to know. Why did you go through so much trouble to leave home, only to come crawling back?
She's thinking the same thing.
This might be a problem.
Is he just eating a singular Oreo?
Please,
Aww.
have a seat.
It's just Whitley, Willow, and Jacques in that painting.
Councilman Sleet. Councilwoman Camilla.
Councilwoman Hill would have had a nice ring to it. Though I suppose I should just be grateful I got invited to the table.
Miss Hill, that vigor of yours is precisely why we're grateful to have you with us tonight.
What is she doing here?
What we're all doing here, James, addressing the concerns of our kingdom. Which means we have much to discuss.
That's a very long table.
Indeed. I was hoping we could start by...
Are we safe with her here, by the way? I do recall some confusion regarding her involvement in that horrific massacre.
As the official report stated, that footage was doctored. Penny is completely under my control.
Which is concerning, I think.
Concerning?
She's a person!
Talk about exactly what it is you control.
Why won't this kid buzz off?
We need to do something.
What was that earlier about breaking things?
Oh god. Ren.
Well, Whitley, I'm sure the company is lucky to have you. But if you'll pardon me...
And where exactly is it that you're going?
Careful! Messy food coming through!
Oh god.
To drive, the company has promised me my own parking space. Maybe.
Ren's little smirk.
Don't mind if I do.
Oh no! Look out!
It's more...
His little smirk! He's pink!
If you'll excuse me.
The fact of the matter is, you've operated with a fair amount of autonomy for the past few years, James. But what we need now is for you to work with us.
Sir, I have...
It's obvious that no kingdom intends to declare war on Atlas. We had no involvement.
It's not a
in
kingdom
this
they're worried
that
about.
prove our drones weren't acting on orders at Beacon. At this point, the closure of Atlas borders is only serving to hurt our relations with the rest of the world.
The rest of the world? It's hurting us. The people of Atlas are suffering, and they want to know why.
Quite right, Miss Hill. And I'm afraid there's more than just your choices that have brought harm to our citizens as of late. Have your forces found any additional evidence as to who is slaughtering innocent civilians down in Mantle?
Yes.
That is an ongoing investigation, the details of which are classified, I'm afraid.
I'm afraid of the ever-growing list of classified information you seem to be keeping.
That's
I asked
literally
our
his
fellow
job.
Councilman here to shed some light on your Amity Coliseum project, and as it turns out, they know about as much as I do.
Even you don't know?
The Amity Project will help with all of the issues you presented. But you have to understand that discretion is a top priority at this time.
Are you saying you don't trust us?
You can't just buy trust like everything else. You have to earn it.
Ugh.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
I hope you chew your mustache off.
General, if I may be blunt, you have spent what little trust this council had left in you. The hacker who turned Atlas drones against us was never captured. Whoever's been murdering your critics is still at large. How are we supposed to give you our trust when you've given us nothing as of late?
That's not what—
Winter. That's enough.
Excuse me.
Miss Schnee? Is everything okay?
I'm fine, thank you. Keep up the great work.
Suspicious.
Hello, darling.
Surprised he didn't lock it.
Are you okay?
I'll be fine. I just let my emotions get the better of me.
What do you mean?
You wouldn't understand.
I have emotions.
Right.
No. What I mean is, this place holds a lot of memories for me specifically. I thought I was in control, but you heard me. I sounded like a petulant child.
I thought you sounded fine. You were just speaking from your heart.
And that is precisely the problem. I should have just stayed in line.
I guess you're right. I don't understand.
Hello.
I'm sorry I couldn't come down for your party. I'm afraid I'm not feeling well.
It's okay, Mom. It's fine.
Just the rejected routine in it.
What are you doing in your father's office?
Just looking for something I left.
That's right, you left. You left.
I need to use Father's computer.
Why?
Because I think he may have done something. Something wrong.
I thought we all simply assumed that at this point.
Yes, well, some of us are trying to do something about it.
He started locking his home computer. But he still has blind spots.
Ugh.
You put a camera in here?
I put them in every room of this house. For our safety, in case I ever need it. You haven't come back to stay, have you?
No.
Good. A man came by. I'm afraid your father may be involved in something more dangerous than he realizes. No matter what happens, Weiss, please don't forget about your brother.
Whitley wants nothing to do with me.
Of course not. You left him alone. With us.
He just doesn't know how to be an asshole, Weiss, that's it.
Who are you?
Wait a minute. Who are you? Are you gonna turn off the power to the whole city? Oh, that's the heating grid, isn't it? It stopped raining. Oh, because the heat of the things was... The general heat produced by the sensors turned the snow into rain. It raised the general temperature.
Hey, Mom! It's snowing!
Great! Oh, God. Okay. Willow. I have the feeling they chose that name because of a weeping willow specifically, which is interesting because everyone else kind of fits the whole white or cold naming convention. So it's interesting that she's different from it, but I guess that was mostly just Jacques being a dick. Ugh. Okay, so... So she had all the cameras put in case she ever needed proof of some form of violence. Unsurprising. But this also means there's likely the camera in Weiss's room. So it recorded his whole statement in regards to stripping her of her title as heiress on unlawful grounds, and also slapping her. I like that moment with Willow that shows she isn't quite as separated from her kids. Like, she's not next to them, but she is still watching over them in a way that she can, which I think is interesting. Like, she's still not Mom of the Year. Like, that's not at all what I'm trying to imply, but it's interesting that we do kind of see that she is looking out for her kids kind of in that way. Hopefully the footage is high enough res that they can figure out what's his face, and talking about the plans with the heating grid. The camera is not in a position where they could see his computer, which sucks, but I think they have enough otherwise. I feel bad about Klein. I kind of figured he was going to get fired, but I'm still sad about it. I'm not going to talk too much after this video just because there is episode 9 that's already up, so why speculate when I can watch? I'm trying to think. Winter is so valid. I think the conversation with Penny was really nice, just like, oh, you wouldn't understand. It's like, oh no, it's not because you're a robot, just this place has a lot of memories for me and a lot of past trauma. And what Penny doesn't understand is why Winter views her emotions as something so negative and something that she needs to have control over everything. And I think that was really nice kind of contrast. I think that was a good moment for Winter as well. Her little finger tapping, I was like, this isn't gonna end well. Having Faunus as the dinner staff I think was a nice touch, or a couple of them was a nice touch. Crow and Clover are wonderful. I'm very glad that that exchange happened. I don't think all the luck in the world could have helped that dinner go well. I'm curious how Jacques even found out about the Amity project in general, except unless he went to the location that they were at. I mean, because he was there, I guess he saw it. But trying to think if there was any other way he could have found out about it besides Watts. I know the information is classified, but I still feel like they could say that, yeah, the person responsible was Tyrion, and it used this footage. Like, I feel like it would be very easy just to show those clips, like, even if it is a classified investigation, if it allows them to, like, breathe a little easier, I think that would be okay. Penny. Getting real tired of nobody respecting my girl Penny. Just like, are we safe with her here? Just like, eat a dick. Eat a dick, Jacques. Like, she's a person. I like Team Juniper causing havoc. They're like, okay, which team is less likely to get Weiss in trouble and is more known for causing havoc? Team Juniper, specifically Nora. The fact that Ren was so complacent in it, I found very entertaining. And then Jean was just like hiding behind a pillar the entire time, just being really supportive, which was kind of adorable. I'd seen like a gif of his little thumbs up, but I didn't know what it was from, so I'm kind of glad it was from that. I am still a little bummed we didn't see anyone in formal outfits. I'm sad. Like, I'm not surprised, because like that's a whole lot to like model and then rig and add onto the thing, and like that's a whole ordeal on top of designing it as well, but guess I'll have to design it myself. Oh no, what a nightmare. If I ever have free time again, which I probably won't. I'm trying to think if there's really anything else. I'm glad we got to see Willow. And like you could see there's definitely that kind of, she's sad that Weiss left her, but she also doesn't want her to be stuck there. There's definitely a lot of mixed feelings and a lot of mixed signals that she was giving her. And I feel like definitely in the case of Whitley's whole actions with Weiss, I think in past seasons was definitely a lot of like, I'm wondering how far back it goes, because I feel like with Weiss at Beacon, there was a fair amount of Jacques still just being mad at her and at Winter for leaving, but that still would put a lot of the stress on Whitley. So it kind of makes you think back through all of his actions, just like how far back was this like snide little shitly personality, how far back was that created as a self-defense mechanism? Because like clearly Winter's solution was to cut off all of her emotions. Weiss's solution was to be a perfectionist kind of little snobby tsundere, and Whitley's was just to be a shit. So I think just having Winter be under Ironwood and having Weiss having snuck out rather than even being somewhere at Beacon, I think that really concentrated it, so I might have turned the dial up a notch on it. I do like that Weiss was kind of made aware of that fact. They're just like, yeah, of course he doesn't like you, Weiss. You left him with like your terrible abusive father. If Whitley were older than you and he left, would you not also be pissed? Like, there's definitely better ways to express it. Like, I'm not trying to justify his behavior, but it definitely explains it. So I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I want a redemption arc for him, or just a redemption period. I want Klein back. I hope Klein comes back. I know a little bit more about the next episode than I did about this one. I'm just like playing it over in my head. I'm surprised. Just the whole party definitely could have fit at that table. It's interesting that all of the Aesops were told to come when only Marrow was at the actual thing. I can understand having, I just wanted to say Casper from Fire Emblem, Clover, because Mr. Good PR and good luck. Having the heating grid turn off, I think is going to connect the dots for Weiss, especially because when they made that comment about the Schnee Dust Company being involved with a lot of basic systems like heating, like the heating grid, I think that's definitely going to connect the dots for her, and she'll put it together enough to make a convincing case, probably at the party. Should be appropriately scandalous. I absolutely am so excited for her to do what he did. So like last time she was at a huge family dinner party, she is the one who kind of flew off the handle a little bit, and she was completely justified, but she's the one who fell off the handle a little bit. And now it's his turn to get the shit kicked out of him emotionally and hopefully physically, but probably not likely, because if you even so much as breathed on him wrong, he would shatter into the pile of spineless mess that he already is as a human being. So he has the moral backbone of a chocolate eclair, in the words of John Mulaney. So I want him to get his comeuppance. I think she'll probably put together a case pretty quickly, especially with the help from Team RWBY. I really did like that moment between Winter and Penny. That was really nice. I'm curious to see kind of what moments happen next. It was a really big dinner table. I did like kind of how the staging was, how it was like Jacques and the people on the council who were sided with him on one side, and then Ironwood on the other, and then Robin was in the middle. I think that was a really nice touch. Do kind of wish she would give him an inch, because they gave her some information in hopes that she would like chill out a little bit, and instead she's trying to take like a mile, and it's like, please just give him a second. So I'm just gonna go into the next one because I want to know what happens. Ugh. But it's actually a really nice, interesting touch that they have it, that once the heating turns off, that all of the rain becomes snow, because having all those outdoor heaters as well as the indoor ones would kind of create this little pocket of a different temperature, and having it be turned off, it would immediately like decrease the temperature and have rain turn into snow, which I think is interesting. I still think Watts probably should have kept his umbrella, because if snow still lands on you, you're still gonna get wet. Like, it was a really cool like sequence, but Homeboy should have kept the umbrella, otherwise he's gonna be damp. So I hope he gets hypothermia. Alright, I will see you guys probably in a couple days. I'm gonna put this up ASAP. Hopefully I should have the next episode up on like the correct day, so that's nice. And I will see you guys next time.